Most of us believe a comforting story about how faith gets lost. We imagine that if someone ever walked away from God, there must have been a moment, a blow-up, a crisis, a decision they could point to and say, that's when it happened. But that's rarely how it goes. Most people don't fall off cliffs. They wander downhill. That's the quiet warning at the heart of the Screwtape Letters, and it might be one of the most realistic things ever written about the human soul. Here's the strategy Lewis exposes. Drift. Not rebellion, not defiance, not shaking your fist at God. Just drifting. A little less prayer, a little less scripture, a little more comfort, a little less conviction. Nothing dramatic, nothing alarming, nothing that makes you stop and say, something's wrong. And that's exactly the point. Lewis puts these words into the mouth of a demon, and they're chilling. The safest road to hell is the gradual one, the gentle slope, soft underfoot, without sudden turnings, without milestones, without signposts. That's not poetry. That's strategy. Notice what's missing. No scandal. There's no crisis, no sudden turn. Just steady movement in the wrong direction. Lewis understood something deeply human. No one plans to abandon God. They just stop paying attention to where they're headed. Fast forward to today. Drift doesn't look like atheism. It sounds thoughtful. I'm just asking questions. I'm rethinking some things. I still believe, I'm just evolving. I need space. Sometimes drift looks like church becoming optional, or scripture becoming inspirational instead of authoritative. Or it looks like obedience being replaced with authenticity, or even sin being reframed as growth. Nothing explodes, nothing collapses, faith just gets thinner. And here's the dangerous part. People who are drifting usually feel fine. They feel honest, they feel free, they feel like they're growing. But sincerity doesn't determine direction. Drift works because it doesn't feel like danger. We brace ourselves for cliffs. We don't brace ourselves for slopes. Drift is slow enough not to notice, quiet enough not to confront, common enough to feel normal. And culturally, we've been trained to celebrate flexibility and distrust firmness. Conviction sounds harsh, clarity sounds narrow, faithfulness sounds outdated. So drifting gets reframed as wisdom. Doubt gets reframed as depth, and distance gets reframed as freedom. Lewis saw this coming decades before we had language for it. You don't fight drift with panic. You fight it with direction. Scripture never asks, are you sincere? It asks, where are you walking? Because everyone is walking somewhere. Resisting drift looks like choosing rhythms instead of moods, or obedience over understanding, or community instead of isolation. Resisting drift looks like returning to Jesus again and again as the center. Drift happens naturally. Faithfulness doesn't. Faithfulness is chosen daily. One of the enemy's greatest tricks is convincing people that nothing is happening, that they're still basically fine, still basically faithful, still basically close to God. But distance doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. People don't usually lose their souls all at once. They give them up slowly, one small step at a time, without ever stopping to ask, where am I actually going? In the next episode, we'll look at another tactic Lewis exposes, emotional Christianity. What happens when faith floats free from truth? Until then, check your direction. And if this episode connected with you, share it with someone who might need it. Leave a review wherever you're listening, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. If you follow me on Substack, you can read the 4-part series on the quiet war for the soul. Type in DannyTippett.substack.com. Tippett is spelled Tippit, same backwards as forwards. And thanks for listening to It Makes Sense. Until next time, keep thinking clearly, living faithfully, and paying attention. God bless.